Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. And no, I'm not at home. I'm in a secret location. Basically, I'm away with my wife. It was our anniversary earlier this week. So we come away every year and have a nice time. It is snowing outside, so that's kind of different. Anyway, as you've just seen, we went to the cinema last night and we saw an amazing presentation of Metropolis. And wow, I was utterly blown away. We both were. Neither of us had seen the film before. We do have it in our collection. We have the Eureka Blu-ray Digibook. But I just never got around to watching it. I kept thinking, oh, I need to watch this. I need to watch this. It's such an important film. Anyway, as we got here, and as my wife does, she likes to look around and read things, and she had a look in this. Just a little pamphlet of the local area. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, she found the advert for basically this film society that goes on up here. And they just happened to be doing a presentation of Metropolis from Fritz Lang. So it was the full 2.5 hour version, fully sort of restored to the best they can. A lot of the elements are from 16mm that were found, I think it was in Argentina actually. The whole load of text came up at the beginning of the show, explaining everything that we were about to see. Because it's a 4:3 aspect ratio, but occasionally there were shots where there was a mask at the top of the screen, and I think what that was hiding was the bottom of the next frame. Because of the size of the frame, I don't know, I didn't quite gather all that information because there was a lot of text and it went quite quick, and I'm not the fastest reader in the world. So as it is a German film, all the dialogue sort of inserts, because it's a silent movie, are in German, so there had to be English subtitles for us to read. Thankfully there's not many. You get most of what's going on just by seeing what's on the screen. The visual effects in this film are just outstanding. They're stunning, they're mind-blowing. And if you've seen this on your TV, you would have seen an amazing thing, no doubt. But you would not have seen anywhere near as amazing experience as we did last night on the big screen. It really has to be seen on a big screen. So if you ever see an advertising for Metropolis to be shown at your local cinema or cinema somewhere, get there and watch it. You really must. After watching that last night, it made so many of the great filmmakers of today look like amateurs. I mean that, they do. You know, with all the techniques and the especially with the CG now and everything that they've got today, so many overlay techniques were used in this film. There was sort of kaleidoscope eyes and things and different faces and whatnot, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm sort of baffled a little bit as to how they achieved those shots, but yeah, we had a brilliant time. It was an old cinema, and sadly for the guy behind the counter, he had 2 other films running. He had Creed 3 and Cocaine Bear, and no one turned up for any of those showings. Okay, so it's a weeknight and the weather's a bit grotty, but only these people for the film society. And you know, you didn't have to be from the film society. Obviously we're not part of it. We only paid £7 each, as opposed to £5 each. So we had the whole, obviously, screen to ourselves. And you can see just about where we were sat and how far away from the screen. But you still got the sheer size and scale of what was going on. And Metropolis and the way it looked and the different layers, and you could see the different special effects that were used to create the vehicles and inlays and inserts and all sorts of things. And I even liked how they built funny sort of slightly aerodynamic boxes over the cars to make them look futuristic and that kind of stuff. What I know about film today, I got a fair idea of what goes into making any film that we watch. This is back in 1927. Now, it's not that people were stupid back then. Film had been going on for ages. And so most of the actors had come off the stage. And you could see that they were still sort of on stage, but they realised they got a much bigger stage to play on. And, you know, don't look at the camera, because that's, you're not supposed to do. That's of course breaking the fourth wall. But they just felt at home on screen, and everything they did. And even the lead lady, if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but when what happens to her happens, she does something with her face which is slightly different to differentiate between the two characters that she plays. And that was such a brilliant but subtle, her makeup was slightly different as well, but that was a brilliant but subtle change, just for you to, okay, this is the one I'm looking at now, and this is the one I'm looking at, and those little things. But with all the reinserted shots that were found on 16mm, there you can obviously tell when it's those shots, because the quality of the image is really quite poor. But it didn't distract from what we were viewing. And I was watching those scenes, and then when it cut back to the good quality footage, I was thinking, well, did the movie miss a beat with that scene not being in there? And there was a lot of times when I was thinking, well, this would have been a bit confusing without that scene put in there. So what a sort of a theatrical cut looks like, I don't know. I don't know if it's on my Blu-ray. I shall have to check. But anyway, yes, any opportunity you get to see Metropolis, even if you find it in, you know, a charity shop or CX with on DVD, buy it and watch it, and just be in awe of what you're seeing. Just realise how old the film is, and how young filmmaking was, and, you know, forget anything that you've seen recently. But I urge you, whatever you can, to watch this film. And like I said, if you can get to see it on the big screen, more the better. You'll definitely benefit from it. I feel so privileged. The fact I was in an old cinema, I felt like I travelled back in time. I really did. You know, and the sound was stereo. They've clearly redone the sound, and the music score, the accompanying score that comes with the film, has clearly been redone at some point, and that's fine. So it wasn't the purest way of watching it, because obviously it would have been mono, and maybe actually the purest way of watching it would be with a real orchestra, and that would be something. If there's ever one of those going on, definitely get to go and see that. Anyway, so if you like this little video, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up so everyone else gets the opportunity to see it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.